And with that, Jeremy, let's bring in Mitch Gibson of the Gas Card Shows and go over. I can't wait to hear. I mean, they're in like 5 different states, so there's quite a bit going on at the Greatest American Sports Card Shows. And why don't we bring Mitch on and hear a little bit about what they have going on?
Hey,
Hey,
Greeny,
Mitch.
how's it going?
Doing well, doing well. We appreciate your time.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
So,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, the first show that we just talked about here, the Shawnee Card Show. Let's talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get into a little bit of background of the gas trading shows. But let's talk about the Shawnee show this week.
Well, it's kind of the spirit Halloween of card shows. It's actually in an old Bed Bath and Beyond that we've taken over. We took it over in the month of December. Had 4 shows back to back to back to back weekends, along with one that nobody that I know of. Maybe you can tell me if anybody's ever tried this before. But we did $5 to get in 2 days after Christmas. Let people come in and set up at a table for $5. But we have 40,000 square feet of old Bed Bath and Beyond for everybody to come in and shop all day.
That's interesting. We've had conversations like that. Jeremy can tell you. Give us some insight. Like, how did you find it? Where was the idea to go there?
Well, I do this in conjunction with a fellow named Jeff who runs Crown Sports Auctions, and we were sitting in his shop, which is in a mall type area, strip mall area, and there was an empty storefront across the parking lot, and we started talking. What would it look like to just rent a store and put some tables in it and run some shows? So it all transpired from that. We started out, we were going to rent a 20,000 square foot facility. They got a long-term lease in, and it actually worked out great for us because I think the place that we ended up in Shawnee is amazing. It's got great lighting. I mean, if you've ever been into a Bed Bath & Beyond, or used to go into a Bed Bath & Beyond, the lighting is really good. So it's a great venue for a card show, honestly.
Mitch, you started the brand back in 2021. As legend has it, 20 tables in an American Legion Hall. You've grown this into one of the most community-driven show experiences in the hobby. What was the catalyst or your thought to really get into this space initially, and what has surprised you the most along the way with this growth?
Well, the origination of it was I took my 3 sons to a card show here in Kansas City. It was a really small card show. Nothing wrong with the small show. And then I was like, okay, well, when's the next one? And there really weren't any. And when I was growing up in Kansas City in the 80s and 90s, there were 2 or 3 shows every weekend, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I spent every weekend at a card show pretty much. So we decided we'd see if we could put one on. I set up at shows when I was young. Never did it as a promoter before, and so we did set up that 20 tables in an American Legion, and the rest is kind of history at this point.
Yeah, and kind of big history from what we're seeing. You're in Missouri, you're in Kansas, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Iowa. Am I missing anywhere?
Those are the states. Well, and technically Nebraska. We've done both sides of the Omaha area up there, both Nebraska and Illinois, or in Iowa. But yeah, no, that's where we're at so far.
Pretty good. So
crazy like us. Love it.
I also, you have Shawnee coming up, but give us kind of a glimpse into your calendar for the year.
So yeah, it's about to get pretty busy. So we have Shawnee. We have our longest standing card show that we put on still in Lee Summit, Missouri, just the other side of the Kansas City area. That's actually next weekend. It's 225 tables. Then we go back to Shawnee at the end of April. Then we're in St. Louis in May. In June, we're going to be in Oklahoma City, and at the end of the month, then in Milwaukee. And then in July, we have what's now our 3rd annual Road to the National show in the Omaha area. The first year we did it, 2 years ago in 2024, the National was in Cleveland, and I encouraged everybody from the West Coast, hey, while you're driving to Cleveland, stop on by, not realizing what that drive to Cleveland looked like. So we made that trip, my boys and I, and that was a really fun 10 hours spent on I-80, I'll tell you what. But now it's in Chicago, and last year, and next year as well. And that's actually a really nice little 5, 6, 7 hour drive, depending on how fast you want to go.
I have done that drive on I-80, and it can be a brutal stretch of road with nothing but a few cows and maybe if you're lucky, a place to get off. But
That
yeah,
John Denver was full of, right?
yeah, yeah. So what types of things have you learned along the way? What do's and don'ts? What makes a good card show for you guys?
I'll be honest. I mean, at the basis of everything we do is, are you having fun? I mean, this is supposed to be a fun hobby. Whenever I walk into a room, a card show, I look at it and I'm like, man, I'm 12 years old again. This is awesome. So I just want to make sure everybody's having a good time. It's really, to me at least, it doesn't feel all that complicated. I've learned things as far as what to ask our venues whenever we reach out to a new convention center, as far as food and drink. There's all those little idiosyncrasies that you run into, but I mean, really, I whenever I go and walk the floor at the end of the weekend and I talk to my vendors, I'm just asking, did you have fun?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we kind of enjoy doing at the end of the show. We bring a poster around, we have our vendors sign it, and pretty much ask them, yeah, did you have a good weekend? And there's the monetary answers, right? Sure, a lot of them, yeah, it was great. You have a few people that'll so, but they all have fun, and that is really what the hobby is about. While it is a business, it is still a lot about fun, and you can't like really quantify that, but you can tell that it does bring everybody together.
Yeah, I agree. There's always going to be money involved. I mean, you were talking earlier about how many $10,000 and $20,000 cards everybody has these days. I mean, one thing that we've stuck to, that no matter how expensive the venue, I mean, we've spent tens of thousands of dollars on some of our venues that we've used in the past, but kids 12 and under are always free. I have never done anything different than that, and don't ever plan to.
We do we talk about the money or the scale of money because the numbers are astounding and it sticks out. But Mitch, at the heart of this, and certainly as we found, is the generational aspect of the hobby. And we've talked about this before, and there's something magical. There aren't too many other industries or experiences where you could have a 6-year-old kid and a grandparent and the generation in between all going to an event, all potentially looking for different things, whether it's TCG or vintage or the modern cards. It's really a unique confluence of experience. And so we need to stick to that and always remember at the heart of it are the collectors, the dealers, the fundamental tenets of why people get into this in the first place, and this nostalgia and the connectivity of it. And yeah, the money's fun to talk about, but I really love the experiential part of this space.
Yeah, agreed. I think the first time I put on a bigger card show in that John Knox Lee Summit area that I was talking about, that's next weekend, that we've done the longest at this point. First time we put it on, a dad walked in with this kid, and the kid was probably about 8-9 years old, and I was sitting up at the front, but they didn't know I was actually with the card show. I was just sitting at a vendor table, and I heard him lean down and say, this is a card show. I was like, oh, cool. You guys are going to go have fun.
Well, listen, Mitch, we really appreciate the time. We love hearing about all the different shows and the tremendous growth that you're having. Where can people find all the information about your shows online?
We're on Facebook at Gas Shows. If you look up Gas Card Shows, or our website is gasshows.com. You can find our full list there, and including all the cost information and everything.
There it is. Well, fantastic. Mitch, listen, we appreciate your time. We wish you all the best. We hope this show this weekend is a terrific success, as well as all the others. And we'll have you back on sometime to talk more about them.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Greeny. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mitch.